Good day, viewers. This is Wadidja, as in what did you say, what did you do, what did you think? Bringing in you another gameplay and commentary video. This time we're dealing with Anthem, and there seems to be a live event in your codex under challenges for Scar Infestation. Got about 16 hours left to do it. Hopefully we can get this done sooner than later. I'm not familiar with running around in Freeplay looking for Scar enemies, but I kind of got a general sense of where they may be. So hopefully we can get this done in a reasonable amount of time. Unfortunately, there was no advertisement about this event in the news when you kind of log into the game. You first load into Fort Tarsus. Let me go ahead and show the build real quick. I'm going to be running this on Grandmaster 1 just to get it done. More than likely probably be slow. I mean, Grandmaster 2 is fine with my build, but it's just I don't really notice that much of a difference in drops to waste the amount of time, and the enemies tend to be a bit more bullet spongy than I feel warranted in relationship to how powerful you tend to be. But all this is coming in after update 1.10, and this a lot of cool changes that have been made. A lot of quality of life changes, and it's still a little disappointing about some of the issues that are still current, but it seems to be the nature of programming nowadays in regard to application software, and just the budgets, the development curve, the nature of improving things based on customer demand, and various different issues, even from what's being displayed on the front end versus the back end. They made some improvements as far as like the masterwork, power level and inscriptions, what have you. And unfortunately, the information is reading out on a lot of the stuff very much the same as it is for your legendary gear, or sometimes your epic level stuff may look more powerful than or just as powerful as the other gear. And from what I understand, it's a back end situation, a front end situation where we just don't see what's really there as far as the data is concerned. So hopefully they can resolve it. I mean, I don't know, as far as players are concerned and their ability to cope with the issues that this game is having. I mean, I don't know. I feel I'm a little bit fortunate in the fact that my wife works in the programming and application development implementation. It's not my forte. I'm not very knowledgeable on the terminology, but nonetheless, I listen to her every day. Telling me about the issues that come about and how they have to resolve various different things. And at the moment, in relationship to Anthem, I mean, their issues aren't new to the industry. It's very common, unfortunately, to run across the issues that they're having. And it seems like they're working as best they can on everything. I mean, that it is interesting some of the choices they're making as far as what to implement and what not to implement, but then again, you never know what problems they may be having, to really get everything as polished as possible. I do hope that they go ahead and definitely implement the testing platform, or so that people, I think they said for PC, will be able to test on the game before they release things. That'll be very helpful. But they also too did some other quality of life changes, like reduce the amount of load screens you have to have. Being able to load in the fort to your inventory forge whenever you'd like, and switch out things in as far as your gear is concerned. Oops, I'm trying to change my audio options. And another quality of life thing they made here was to allow text to chat, which is very cool. So like if you turn that off, everything else turns off, which is nice. Now the text to chat, you know, you do need to speak clearly and pronunciate your words well, because it will register who knows what if it can't quite understand what you're saying. But it is helpful in regard to dealing with people who may not have you know, a mic or speech impairment, you know, auditory impairments, or you know, even speech impairments. Yeah, so it's pretty good to have, especially seeing that it's a co-op game, and you know, coordination of activities and skills may be warranted. So that's been well needed. But yeah, you know, even though they've the quality of life aspect where you can also load into missions right after finishing another mission without dealing with the load screen. Going back to Fort Tarsis, there seems to be some bugs here and there where sometimes you'll you know, say finish a stronghold, and then afterwards you won't be able to run the same stronghold, or you might do a legendary mission or something like that and come back, and then all of a sudden you're locked out of doing stronghold missions, in which case you'd have to reload back into Fort Tarsis. So yeah, it's, you know, they're heading in the right direction, I'd say, with the nature of things, but there are some things that still need to be worked on. Hang on a second. But yeah, like I said, I hope that we can find these Scar enemies sooner than later. We just need to find 3 named Scar enemies, and see what the vinyl's about. But yeah, they've added a few different stills as far as your imagery is concerned during your load screen. You know, load screens are still a bit exhausting, but at the same time, you know, at least they've tried to reduce the amount you have to deal with a load screen. And I'm sure, like I said, the issues that they're having with it will get better. It's just a matter of when. Some issues when it comes to these applications and the software they're dealing with can take some time trying to resolve the issues that might come about.
And we're off. Searching through all incoming reports for suitable event markers.
All right, let me know.
So, like I said, we've got to find 3 named Scar enemies. And I'm trying to remember. I think we got some scars off in this direction here. We'll get a few things along the way.
Careful. Outlaws were seen in this vicinity not too long ago.
Yeah, and I tell you, these free play events have a lot to be desired.
Outlaws are holding the area. The situation's not good.
We'll knock this out real quick, but the thing is that I swear every time I come into free play to try to do something in particular, something else other than what I'm trying to do comes about. Like, you know, I'm in free play right now and I need to find Scar enemies, but yet, you know, outlaw enemies will pop up. And, you know, if I'm trying to find a Titan, you know, free play events will come up left, right, and center, but then no Titan. If I'm trying to go after free play events, you know, I'll find named enemies, or, you know, Titans, or Apex, Enforcix, or I'll find all kinds of stuff other than what I'm going after. hilarious. And it, you know, and maybe I'm just in the wrong areas, but it's peculiar how that's always the case most of the time. And then also too, there are some bugs that still work out as far as dealing with
You did it. They're in full retreat. I'll send word of our
the
success.
nature of the way these events spawn. I mean, they tend to take some
I do love
time.
that.
And now, like today, because I need to get 3 named Scar enemies, I bet you that there'll probably be events popping up all over the place. It's kind of been the case that I've noted. I might need to go another direction. What's that? When trying to deal with things and find enemies, you know, like I said, I'll always keep coming across the opposite of what I'm going after. Outlaw all day. I think I'm headed more towards the minion ship. Hang on, let me go the other way. Most of the time when I roll into Freeplay, like I rarely ever get a live event or, you know, a world event to spawn right away. I think I need to go on the other side of Fort Tarsus. And it'd be nice if they implement the ability to set a waypoint. Oh gosh, that would be so nice. Here we go. Here's some stars. I'm guessing if we keep hammering away at them, a named scar will appear. Hope. And Arthur's down, but he is a little too far away to help. Yeah, I feel like they did do an adjustment on the way luck works, because it's, or either my original assessment of the fact that it's variable in the way that it works is showing it itself. But it seems like definitely running it with anything less than 90%, well, at 99% luck. Well, actually, it's between 90 and 99% is what you want to try to work within as best as possible, because it works within 10% margins as far as improving the benefits you get from luck. But I was running with I think it was like what was it? Yeah, 78% luck. I had taken one thing out and gave me an extra 20%, and it wasn't doing very well at all as far as drops. I was getting maybe one once every 2 days, versus maybe one once a day, or two once a day, depending on how long I played. It seemed how many enemies I killed. But yeah, so I went ahead and took off the piece of gear and replaced it with, it was really the bulwark point. I had one with 20% luck. Put that back on, and things seem to be a little bit more normal, or my version of normal when it comes to the RNG. That's over here. Did I get a named enemy out of any of that? Okay, we did get one. Good. Just gotta find some more scars. I think I'm traveling in the right direction. Yeah. But you know, I think it's best to just try to sidetrack, you know, or worry about other things other than, you know, gear drops. I mean, I sincerely feel like the game was really set up to really just be at a masterwork level when it came to release. I don't know why they decided to let the legendary gear out. I guess perhaps to appeal to some, you know, or all versus just what could really be. I have no idea, but because, you know, even when it comes to certain challenges, like for me, I'm working on the faction challenge here, Champion Tarsus, and I mean, your reward after getting 150,000 points are universal masterwork, you know, blueprints, which, you know, with the way they have it set up, you're definitely working on legendary gear, not trying to craft masterwork stuff. And so, you know, I honestly feel like they kind of gave you more than what was, you know, really, they could really deliver in the immediate entry. You know, I do feel like they have several other stages in mind beyond legendary, like probably relic, off-world, you know, ancient. No telling where they could go with various different adjectives to describe, you know, some other nature of, you know, named gear that could drop. I just hope that whenever they do go that direction, they take their time, and, you know, because, you know, a lot of people are more casual at playing, so therefore, you know, it's going to take them a second to gear up, and if you're constantly always behind the point, well, that's just no fun.
Scar swarms, not far
okay,
from
that's
position.
good. Some scar swarms. So I don't know what that time frame may be, but, you know, I'd probably say anywhere from 6 to 9 months. But, you know, in that way, you know, for those that have, you know, have more time to put to it, they can also min-max their situation far more effectively, especially considering the time frame in which they seem to take when it comes to delivering you gear. You know, it's just an interesting gating situation. But I do feel as though the luck does play. Where is this thing? It does play into how your frequency to some degree, but, you know, past the point of the fact that, you know, you get 100% at level 30, and then you get another, you know, you can bring it all the way up to another 100% if you want, but really you want to stay at that 99 or below.
Be careful.
Because, you know, technically from what is said, you know, it doesn't do you any good to have any more luck. But, you know, I've seen negative results, you know, above 100 luck, you know, or even above 200. So it's kind of strange as to what may really be going on.
Stay focused. They'll try to regroup.
And then there's other aspects of luck, or, you know, in regard to the RNG when it comes to your inscriptions or even what is dropped. Like, you know, I've never received the legendary version of the last argument for the Ranger when it comes to the grenades.
Okay.
I mean, I've gotten legendary versions of everything else in relationship to the Ranger but that. And there's a couple of universal components I haven't gotten a legendary version, like the emergency power and soften blows. And I could have sworn I've seen a video too of some folks with that version of that's legendary. So, you know, I guess it's just the luck of the run situation.
Down. Hopefully that sends a message to the rest.
But yeah, it's kind of unfortunate.
Okay.
But you know, it's not the first time I'm kind of run across that situation when it comes to advancing whatever it is that you prefer or like. Because I actually prefer the Lost Ark argument and the fact that it, you know, helped get the ultimate up faster. I like working on that kind of off of that kind of damage, and you know, I used it quite a bit. And you know, when I used to play, you know, Mass Effect, especially when it came to the multiplayer situation, I mean, if it was something that I liked, I kid you not, it was 9 out of 10. They would bait my fucking ass. Excuse me, or just bait me. You know, just hold it back. You know, the completion of the point. You know, for a long time. And, you know, some people theorize, you know, switching off from what it is you typically run will help prompt the game to seed other things. But I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion that if that is the case, or if there's an algorithm which sets itself based off of your preferences, then it sets itself rather early in the situation, and I'm not sure if it resets itself. It might. It might not. That's even if something like that even exists.
They're retreating. You did it.
You know, I tell you, when it comes to legendary drops, I've definitely tried every method I can think of when it comes to trying to improve the situation or have reliable results other than sheer numbers of enemies killed and time played. You know, I think the most recent thing I've been doing is switching javelins and you know, each time, and then there was, you know, creating a default.
There we are. The relic's silent. That's a relic.
Set up on a javelin you don't play very much, deleting that, and then, you know, going back to your normal javelin. I'm just telling you, I mean, you name it, I've tried it, and none of it seems to have any consistency whatsoever. And what results you may see initially, you know, could be extremely skewed to the point, because you never know when you were due for your legendary drop from whatever you were dealing with previously. Let's see here. Alright, we still just have one. See, now, you would think that the event would have given a name scarred enemy. What's this over here? Wait a minute, where am I going? I swear they need to let you hook up with it. But yeah, a lot of times if I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, you know, one of the better ways to try to figure out your direction to go in is to go ahead and look at your map, see where you want to go, and then when you come out, look at this silly little bar at the top, and you know, it'll say east, north, west, or south, and then, you know, just point your character in the direction that you're looking at the map to where you want to go. And if it's saying east, keep going east. If it says south, keep going south, you know, etc., etc. So it's like a 2 to 3 stage step process to really navigate in this game, and that's a pain, you know. But I personally feel that they got it set up like that so that you know, you're never really fully aware of just how big the environment is, because you're constantly disoriented. But you know, hopefully they'll bring that quality of life change to allow us to set waypoints. I mean, because, like, again, this is a co-op, you know, it's a game which, you know, you do play with others, and, you know, being able to coordinate your situation with your team members by communicating your position or where you'd like to go is very nice. I mean, you can, you know, they can be aware of your position, which wasn't actually originally in the game. That they added the point to at least show, you know, the direction of where your allies are. So that's, I guess, the first step in the right direction. think these elites count. I think I gotta get a legendary version or something. I don't know. See, that didn't count either. Named scars. They could have you chasing around this bullshit all day. Hang on a second. You said S2 Boaz? Lines S2? I'm not sure what you mean by that there. There might be something in these caves here. Let's see. Normally when I come out in a free play, I'm just looking for outlaw enemies because, you know, it's more or less to try to satisfy the weekly faction quotas or a daily objective or something because, you know, we don't have any strongholds with, you know, dedicated to outlaws, and that's what everybody was actually hoping for when it came to you know, this latest update and the latest stronghold that came through, but instead we're dealing with Dominion once again. Now my hat is off to them on the level design of the stronghold, although I would say that puzzles, though they're not difficult, people aren't used to them, and you know, until they do, it can be quite time consuming and just sort of take a good bit away from the rhythm that you might have trying to go through the game. But I think if the more familiarity people have with you know, the puzzles, the better, you know, it will be. And yeah, I'm also not impressed with the boss. I've never been impressed with one-shot, one kill aspects when it comes to enemies where they can one-shot you, and this overinflated fury that they have can one-shot you with a melee hit. And I don't know, that's just cheesy to me. You know, it's an easy win to make something difficult with that, you know. And also, too, it's just a bigger version of a Fury. I don't know. I would have been a little bit more impressed with the situation instead of one-shot kill thing. You know, the Fury actually acted furiously. You know, moved around quickly. You know, hit at you fast and hard, but not one-shot. That's just really. Which direction was I going? East. Let's see. Where's this cave? And does it have scar enemies? I don't think this has scar enemies. I think they're Dominion. If they're any. That's a cool still. Yeah, this is an example of some of the stills that are sort of new after this latest update. Makes for some good screenshots, and I got one as a wallpaper. I don't know what type of enemies in here, but I would imagine it would be Dominion if it's anything in here. Let's try to find out. well grab all the goodies, because I tell you, if these leaked files that have been data mined are true, and we'll be able to craft swords and other maces, our crafting materials will definitely be coming in handy. Yeah, there's nothing but Dominion in here, I think. Yeah. Well, there's something over here big to kill, though. Might as well kill it, see if it'll give us a good drop. Because, you know, when it comes to these important enemies, you get... yeah, see, I need to find a legendary enemy more than likely. Man, little Skippy, come back here. Come on, Pooch. Now you want to come up on me. Yeah, so we got a little something. But yeah, so let's just head back on out and try to find these scars. But yeah, if what is rumored to be true, and you know, they're able to pull everything together with what, you know, and they're not just sort of graffiti dropping some hype with these data mine files. You know, there's another image. Oh, cool. You know, we have some good promise to look forward to as far as the masterwork, the mastery system that they're coming out with, which I'm sure seems like they would be involving the creation of, you know, sword or the new maces and that, I would think. Who knows? But I do believe our materials will be coming in handy, so I wouldn't, you know, skip over the drops. And besides, you know, they're really handy when it comes to your consumables, and you know, you can really trick out some loads by using all the aspects of the different levels of consumables. You can stack your melee consumables, for example. You know, let's see. So we need to head south. Yeah, we might have to just load back out of here and maybe pop into GM2. I can handle GM2 by myself. You know, maybe it might be a little bit more friendly with spawning legendary enemies. I'm saying maybe because I haven't noticed that previously. But, you know. Let's see, you would think there'd be some scars all up around in here. Wait, where am I? Shrine. Let's try to make our way to the shrine. But yeah,
I'm seeing a massive increase of shaper energy in that area.
I have some scars to deal with.
There seem to be shaper fragments scattered through the area.
Yoink.
Good start. Get the next one.
Now where are all the star enemies? Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, I have no idea what their intent is to kind of drag out free play events, or even the point of being in free play.
Making progress.
But man, I guess it's their way of gating you or something. I don't know, or baiting you.
Good. Something's disrupting my javelin systems.
Oh, what was
There's
that?
a source
That was
for this.
scary.
You need to stop it. Scar inbound. It's moving fast. Be
good.
careful.
Come on, come on,
That's
come
it.
on.
Keep it up.
Yeah, and every so often these free play events will lock up on you or have issues processing at the end of it, and you'll have to abandon it because you know, you can't finish the mission, or the event rather. See, this is another elite scar, and I doubt if that's going to be. I need a legendary, I'm quite sure.
Good. The scars are down, Alida. The fort will be happy with this news.
Back to normal. Much better.
One more down. Scar explosives in the area. Don't let them get a beat on you.
A little late with that info, wasn't she?
That was the last of them. I'll message the Arcanists. They'll want to study the fragments.
I bet that did not. Probably still just got one. Live events. Yeah. How many events did we actually do? Journal, feats. So we've already done 3 events. Let's just try to make our way to this shrine. But yeah, with this kind of event happening in the middle of a week like this, and it taking, you know, it's like I said, most people, if they're coming out in free play, they're hunting outlaw, or they're have a particular route that they may go, a couple of caves they may hit. I don't know. In general, scars aren't the thing that that you need to go hunting down in free play. But with this already taking this amount of time, the casual gamer is going to have a few issues trying to get her done before the event ends. But I mean, it looks like something that's going to come up again, because if you pay attention here with the challenge, it says first time reward. So, you know, it's going to come up again, similar to the you know, There Will Be Giants thing. So hopefully, if people aren't able to complete the point, it'll come back up during a time where it's a little bit more friendly for people to complete it. Because, you know, with no advertisement on the news bulletin when you first load into Fort Tauruses, and I don't know, there may have been something posted on Twitter, or, you know, on Reddit or something like that. Outlaw will be here. I always go to a different spot for outlaw. I'll remember that. Some cool stills they added. I'm glad they added something to all this, because I tell you, these load screens will put you to sleep. Alright, let's see. You would think there's a Scar camp type thing or something. I know there was Scar over here too. This is where let's see. Well, the Sovereign. The dungeon. Yeah, I typically see go to the Hollow as far as maybe Scar over here. Yeah, I bet you Scar over there. The well. Acropolis. Let's pop into the well on our way over to the Mandible, I think. And then if we we don't see anything, we will close out of Freeplay and load back into Freeplay on Grandmaster 2 and see if these named enemies is more about them being legendary, which I'm quite sure is the point, versus being elite. Because, I mean, that's all I ever see is elite and legendary. Like, I ain't never seen a Scar enemy with a name on him. But I think what they intend to say is legendary rather than named enemy. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to determine here, Zeke. As far as the best way to define these named enemies, you know, they kind of got you on a little wild goose chase here in Freeplay, and you know, I came across one just in, you know, normal Freeplay. It was just, you know, cluster of enemies, and I kept fighting them, and then, you know, you typically get a big spawn of other enemies, you know, to reinforce the ones you attacked, and then they eventually, you know, a named enemy came out. But if I'm not mistaken, it said legendary. I mean, I was kind of jibber-jabbering and fighting at the same time, so I didn't, you know, explicitly see the enemy that I killed, but it gave me credit for a named enemy. I mean, you know, like I said, I would think that either just these random clusters in Freeplay, and then when they spawn in, you know, their big boss, hopefully it's a legendary, because elites don't seem to count towards it. You know, also too, inside these various different caves and dungeons and what have you, you know, they tend to spawn, you know, elite and named enemies as well. See, here's some scars, but I think there's really this is an outlaw area that's being aggressed upon with scar enemies. And they still have issues with things disappearing. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, hope. Good luck to you too. Like I said, I got 1 out of 3, so 1 in the right direction. Trying to make the trip worthwhile by getting stuff along the way. Let's see. Never know what might drop out of the sky. Still heading in the right direction. We'd be going northeast, it looks like. Yeah, that's the way. Out. Say, any other time would be a great time dealing with outlaw. This ain't it. I think I need to be heading northeast.
There's scars close by. Be ready for them.
Well, let's see if... So far, these events haven't produced a legendary, but that's really surprising. So let's just try it again. See if something...
You found the scars. Make sure they don't alert their nest.
I want you to alert your nest. Alert your nest. Bring your big boys. Come on, come on, come on. Missed my picture. Here we go. Legendary Scar Scout. Now, did that give me... Hold up. Did that give me one? What? What are these name Scar enemies then? So a legendary didn't count either? What are these name Scar enemies?
Be ready for anything.
Legendary Scout. Maybe, oh, you know what I'm thinking they're thinking about? I'm thinking that the named enemies are like, the big thing you have to fight in,
Scar heading this way. We're in for a serious fight.
hold on. I don't know what they're talking about. Like,
Nicely fought. The Scars will miss their leader.
yeah, there's Scarrow or whatever it's called when you go to, or even the Temple of Scar, for example, when you fight the big scorpion,
That takes care of the Scars. Well done.
the big mechanical thing that the Scar are also to protect, and maybe they're meaning things like that as a named enemy. I'm a little confused.
Congratulations. That was a good run.
Let me see. Yeah, they just still gave me credit for one. Like, and what named enemy did I kill earlier? Like, I didn't even notice a Scar that was different from the other Scar. We're heading north. I got it on film, but can't really back it up right now to see. Well, is this where I'm gonna go? Yeah. Let's see what's down here. I think I have been here before. I believe there are some Scar down here. So there's another cool still. Tried to take a picture of it and it was a little late processing that command. Are there any enemies down here? Hello. Hello. What's that? Minion? Oh. Don't be no minion. Another cool still. It would be nice if you could actually cycle through these help tips at the bottom too, though. But one step at a time. At least we have some new pictures to look at. I tried looking up too if there were like Farm and Scar and Freeplay, and nothing came up. I mean, it was nothing but information about farming outlaw. Like I said, that's what people typically are trying to go for. Besides just random mob killing, you know, just trying to farm for legendaries. Lakos. Get you. Really? Rascally rabbit? Chasing that thing around, I've lost my sense of direction. I think we're going the right way. See, there's no scar. Is it? Outlaw again. You know, I really didn't realize there were this many outlaws in these caves. I believe I've been through all of the caves. It's just that, you know, I didn't really register, try to put the memory, you know, who was in what and where. Every time I was, you know, coming to Freeplay, it was just really more about the outlaw. So as you can see, it wasn't very much of an issue trying to find outlaw. But you know, I tend not to have very many issues finding Scar in Freeplay either, but they're not producing these named enemies. We want to try the mandible. Yeah, this, in my opinion, is already taking too long, and I'm sure it's my fault in some way, shape, or form, but I don't know.
There seem to be shaper fragments scattered through the area.
Yeah, I don't even know right now whether the Scar are going to spawn or not. Oh shit, what the fuck?
Okay. Great start.
Alright. So I guess there's no Scar, but there was a big monster.
It's down. You've done it.
Yeah, see, I mean, I swear to you, any other time I'd probably be capping up, but Scar issues, and because I need a Scar named enemy,
that's it.
we're not going to get one. As if I don't play the game enough. Or long enough. Yeah, that is one thing that has definitely frustrated me since the game's release, is reliable free play situations. Plain and simple, or even in fact delving into them.
That was the last of them. I'll message the Arcanists. Fragments can cause such havoc left unchecked.
I mean, west, southwest. Here's some scar. So we got our first one from a group like this, spawning one of their big baddies. But at least that's what I would think would happen. Another elite scar enforcer. I mean, like, if they don't spawn these named enemies, dude, this is like wasting your freaking time. This is that ignorant. This is kind of ignorant. Oops. I still got credit for one. Oh, Intel. Eleven out of 25. Whoa, what just happened? What just happened? Oh, you gotta love it. Oh man, I don't know what just happened. Oh well, guess we got a break. Yeah, I don't know what to say here. Okay, we've been kicked all the way back over here, so that means we lost all of our drops for whatever that was worth. Well, isn't that wonderful? Yeah, so every drop that I got, luckily there were no legendaries, I believe may have been lost to me. I'm not 100% sure. It may show up in my my inventory. I think we did luck up on not losing our drops.
Anything else?
Okay. But wait a minute, let me check to see, did we lose? Make sure we still have credit for the challenge. Okay, we still have credit for 1 kill credit towards the challenge. Alright, we're going to try to load in the to Grandmaster 2 in a moment here. Let me go through this inventory, delete some stuff. Whoa, I just want to tap it once. It is just, I guess there's nothing there, so it's automatically scrolling to this now. Okay. Before it would stop on whatever you wanted to stop it on, and now it's just whoa, whoa. Oh, don't tell me it's locked up. Oh my. Man, are they having some issues? Oh my goodness. So yeah, it looks like we are hung up and locked up. Okay. Maybe not. Okay, well we lost our weapon. Alright. Okay. Alright, so we're back in action. Tell you. Yeah, it's having issues. Hopefully we won't have to interrupt the broadcast. Yeah, I had a feeling it wasn't going to be so simple. Just running on out to Freeplay and getting some kills and going back on in. I knew it wasn't going to be that simple. And I'm not sure what the strategy is for hunting named enemies other than what I was doing. Maybe, you know, I guess some time could have been saved in regard to not going into outlaw strongholds or, you know, or outlaw areas when I didn't know that they were there. But like I said, I'm typically not trying to find scars. So let's delete that. Yeah. You're still searching? Darn. Yeah, I found one. Like I said, I found one earlier in a, you know, in a mob of enemies. I just started killing them, and then they spawned whatever. I haven't been able to review the footage that I have to see what it looked like per se, because it didn't seem to look any different than any other enemy as far as I can recall. I didn't get the chance to explicitly read the name of it, whatever the name was. But legendary enemies in and of themselves don't seem to count towards the goal, because I killed like 2 legendary scars and it still didn't count towards it. So I'm guessing it's going to be something like the metal monster thing that you have to fight when you're dealing with the scars, or that's the only name thing I can think of. I mean, I don't, even though they kind of worship or use the scorpion spider thing for the acid or whatever, I don't think that's counted as it, and then that's, you only fight that when you're in a stronghold. But hang on, let me see something here. Where is it? What's the name of the stronghold? Yeah, the Temple of the Scar. You fight that Ascara or something like that, the big metal monster thing at the end. And I think that is, you know, you can get those to spawn in Freeplay. And that's the only named enemy of the Scar I can think of that isn't a legendary or an elite. I mean, it'd be nice if they gave you a helpful hint about that. Hang on, let me finish deleting stuff here.
Make sure you've got what you need.
Yeah, and they still haven't fixed whatever's going on in the data where, you know, the bonus equipment that you got from, you know, the pack, like your legendary gear from like Fist of Mountain. It comes with the Legion of Dawn edition, or even like, for example, when you go to your armor, it always will say that it's been unread. You know, like everything looks like it's new, which it isn't. I don't know. Several games have had that issue with the inventories. Last one before this one, if I can remember correctly, was for Honor. Yeah, cause yeah, sometimes you be thinking you have something new in there when you really don't. All right, let's try to jump into this Grandmaster 2 free play. See what happens. Yeah, grab a snack. Yeah, I wonder if these name scar enemies is sort of like one per free play load or something. I don't know. I'm just surprised that I didn't come across another one and all that. Sometimes I feel like if you catch up with other players in free play, the generation of certain things happen a little bit more readily. It's almost like being spread out might not be the, doing your own thing might not be the best situation all the time unless you are coming across a generation of events. But when I start to run across usually where I'm not finding one, I'll just try to start heading for other players, and generally something will pop up sooner than later rather than continue to run around by myself.
Beginning review of incoming reports for significant markers.
Keep me updated.
People dying. See, like, I think that's the minion down over there. Dungeon. Let's head towards the dungeon. Yeah, I'll tell you, this is the thing that always drags me down about free play is the amount of time it takes to accomplish whatever your goal may be. There's no just doing something in free play. Sucks. Or like I said, it's not enough information even to help from the help you actually determine what you might be trying to go after with this situation here. Scar infestation. Oh, well, that's helpful. I didn't know that popped up. So it looks like maybe it shows up for you on your map. It says right in front of me. Okay, so this might be an answer for this whole scar infestation thing. It's going to show up for you on the map and let you know, okay, they're trying to hurt me. Oh, this is some bullshit. Hold on, let me focus here. They're trying to hurt a mofo. see this name Scar Enemy though. Maybe that's it. I don't even see anything. Oh, Rest Scar, Rot Scar. Here we go. This is a named enemy. Okay, finally. Okay, that's what we're looking for. He's a bit tough, huh? One more fight, huh? 3 more fight. Let me pull out my radiant, my shield up. Yeah, a lot of people don't use their bulwark point a lot, but it's helpful for reducing status effects. Alright, that should do it. That should give me 2. And I saw on the map, it looked like 2 Scar infestations. But yeah, so it's not so much of a random search, you just have to keep an eye on the mini-map for when there is one. Yeah, they have brought the enemies out of the woodwork. Wow, are you serious? What the fuck? Oh, this is Grandmaster 2. You know, I'm having a brain fart. I'm thinking this is Grandmaster 1. No wonder they're laying down the hurt. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, definitely. That's the answer there, buddy. It's just keeping an eye on the map, too, because the map will let you know that there's a Scar infestation. But I'm just geeking off of how many freaking enemies are, like, just immersed in me. I mean, like, this is Grandmaster 2, but it's, like, non-stop. Like, typically, like, you know, it's kind of whack, you know, that you don't ever run across anything remotely like this in Grandmaster 1. Oh, that was a miss. It has to do with this Scar infestation thing, that they're just gonna spawn like this. But I've run across instances before in Freeplay where the enemies just don't stop spawning. They just keep spawning and spawning and spawning. I don't know if this is a situation like that or not. But it's like, give it a break. I mean, you know. Okay, I think it's calming down. Alright. Yeah, see, there's another one right here. Across the water. Man, if I luck up and get the other one, that'd be great. Ooh, legendary drop. Hello, my little friend. Where's your name, buddy? Where's your name, boss? Come on now. Save my ultimate for that. Yeah. What we got here? No, he's an elite. 2 elites. Oh, what is this? Blight Scar. I think this is the other named enemy here. And then give it to me. That's it. Challenge complete. Scar Infestation. Oh yeah. So that's the key. Look on the map with a little purpley blue icon. What? What? What just happened? Oh my gosh, they are having so many issues with this game. Oh my goodness. I think we've just been kicked out of Freeplay again. Oh, fantastic there, Zeke. Awesome. Awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you don't lose your progress or anything like that, because Freeplay is having some issues. It's the second time I've been booted out of Freeplay. So, I mean, hopefully I got credit for the event. Hopefully I got the reward. You know, the decal. I'm not too worried about the crafting materials, but oh my goodness. You just gotta laugh at it at this point. Oh my. Earlier today I was playing in the new stronghold and couldn't revive an ally after I got stun locked by the enemy, or I don't know what happened, but I got hit so hard that I couldn't switch weapons, and then I couldn't revive the enemy, and then I got killed, and then I got one-shotted by the enemy after that. Like, I was like, what is going on? Like, it's not the first time I've dealt with this stronghold, and it's just all this ridiculousness. But yeah, okay. Check the forge. So we got experience credit. Let's see here. Okay, we're back at the beginning. This is where I was talking about earlier as far as the news and not showing that you have a free play event. So yeah, unless you go to your options and go to challenges and then go to live events, is the only way you're going to know about it. So yeah, it did complete. Fantastic. So now we need to look to see if we have the decal central star. And we did get a legendary item, so hopefully that's in our inventory as well. But let's check this decal thing. Looks like we do have some new items. Lionel's. Okay, there it is. Hurrah. Central Star. Good one for those who like fluorescent, whatever that is, green, yellow or green. Yeah. So that's it. I think the image looks a little pixelated. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Let's see what it looks like on the Colossus, perhaps, because the Colossus has some certain helmets allow the decal to kind of be more pronounced, or well, blown up rather. That was not too bad. Let's see. Just that one. That splits it. Let's see what's up with this one here for a second. I can't really make that out either. Hold on, let's go back to what we had. The default one might be the answer too. Let's see. Okay. It looks like the cosmos, maybe? Outer space, maybe? The night sky? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Anyway, that's the reward. So yeah, it was accomplished. For nostalgia here, we'll go ahead and see what's up with the legendary that we were fortunate enough to drop. Don't know what that would be. Okay, we got a legendary component. Another one of these focus free. See, that's the other legendary I dropped. I got earlier today. The exact same thing. Yay. Yay. The inscriptions are different. Get damage, aura effect, combo aura effect. I guess that's more if you're using the interceptor. Combo damage. I mean, this is a little bit more universal on the inscription, so I'll let this one go. But yeah, well, we'll go ahead and leave it off at that, and I'll go ahead and sort through the rest of my inventory. And you know, if you're ever in this screen and you need to check your codex, go to your weapons menu, and then you'll see the option to enter your codex, and you can scroll around to your challenges to know where you might want to go. Like for me, I'll go down to the factions to check the champion Tarsus to know which stronghold to run to keep grinding this out. And I'm getting close, about to get that gold, y'all. But yeah, for today here, our live event, we completed the Scar Infestation. So I'll go ahead and close the broadcast with that. And good luck to all. Remember, if you're looking for a named enemy, they will actually have a name to them, and it will show up on the map as a Scar Infestation. Free play event look like a little globe, a little purpley blue, and that's where you want to go. Apparently, last time when the first one that I did, I just sort of stumbled upon it. But yeah, you can purposely look for them. Just got to keep an eye on your map. All right, take care, everybody, and enjoy.